Hi guys, hopefully this isn't too noisy. The birds in the trees are going absolutely mental. But I thought it's a really nice evening, so I'll just sit outside and record out here. Just wanted to update you all on my health and what's been going on. There's been quite a few changes. So I got diagnosed with hypothyroidism. I'm still on medication for that. Little boys inside. So I'm on medication for hypothyroidism. They've not really been very helpful. I think they're supposed to do like an ultrasound on your neck and check your blood pressure and stuff like that, because there can be complications with those sort of things. But every time I question it, they just send me for another blood test. So that's where we're at with that one. I've had suspicions for a little while about different foods that seem to kind of affect me negatively. So my dad's got celiac disease. I've been tested 3 times, I think, in my life for that, and I haven't got it. But when I have wheat and gluten, my face gets really itchy, my face puffs up a little bit, and I say a little bit, quite a lot. My stomach bloats, I get quite uncomfortable, I get foggy headed, I get tired, and these are things that I've been kind of experiencing at least once a day for God knows how long, but it's been getting worse and worse. So over the last couple of months I've just pretty much been sleeping most of the time, and I've been trying to figure out what's going on, and every time I've spoken to the doctor about it, he's like, we'll just send you for another blood test. And I'm like, could it be Hashimoto's? Because I know that, or I've read that diet and food can have like quite a big effect on that, and a lot of people can't tolerate gluten, wheat, soy, all these different things. And I noticed a pattern with what I eat and what seems to trigger people with Hashimoto's. So I had a blood test. So I was like, well, I don't want to cut anything out until I've had my blood test in case it shows something. In this blood test, they literally tested me for most things apart from the thyroid things that I wanted. It was like a thyroid antibody blood test, and then I think it's like T5, T4, I don't know. But there's a few different ones that I asked for, and they basically sent me off for everything other than that. So I need to push on that one. This blood test came back that I might have diabetes. So before it came back that I had pre-diabetes, which my doctor still hasn't told me, but it's on my records. This one, it came back, it just says diabetes. So I was like, well, that's great. Has the doctor told me this yet? No, he hasn't. What he did say was that I need to have another blood test because something came up. And I'm like, because it says that I might have diabetes. Anyway, so that blood test is, so today's Sunday, so not tomorrow, but next Monday. So it's a fasting glucose blood test thing. So we'll find out about that soon. I spoke to a different doctor because I was like, look, honestly, I can't function. I sleep all the time. You know, my symptoms have been getting worse. I get a lot of pain in my arms, especially my elbows, my hips. I get really bad headaches. I get so tired. I forget so much as well. Like, I'll be talking and just my brain just goes somewhere else, or I can't get words out. Sometimes I can't explain what I'm saying. It's like there's a block in my brain. And that doctor, she said we might have low vitamin D, which I was like thinking, but I take like super strength vitamin D tablets and have done for ages. So I got that test for that. My doctor texted me to say you're very low in vitamin D. You don't need a prescription or anything, but you just take supplements. And I was thinking, well, I've been taking supplements for ages. But when I was doing my research, because sometimes you've just got to do it yourself, haven't you? It said that if you take vitamins and supplements and all those sort of things within a certain amount of time of taking thyroid medication, the thyroid medication stops the absorption of the vitamins, which again, my doctor didn't tell me that. It just says to take on an empty stomach. So I'll take it at like I take it at about 8:30 in the morning, 8:30, 9, and then about an hour and a half later I'll take my venlafaxine for my depression and anxiety, and that's usually when I take my vitamin D and my vitamin B and all these other things that it's come back that I'm not absorbing. So that's probably not helped how I've been feeling, and could explain a lot of the tiredness and all these other symptoms. So it's just something so stupid and so simple that if my doctor had explained to me, maybe I wouldn't have like missed out on the last 2 weeks of my life, because I've been asleep for most of it. However, now I know that I have been taking them in the evening, so I take my medication as normal, but I take my vitamins and that before I go to bed or after dinner. And since doing that, I have felt a little bit better. My mind's not as foggy. I have a little bit more energy. So hopefully, it's like these birds in the trees are going absolutely mental. So hopefully that will help. Hopefully we're now moving again in the right direction. But I think with a lot of these things, obviously like self-diagnosis and stuff like that I don't agree with. I do think that looking things up and being sensible with it is quite a good thing, especially if you're not sure, you can double check. And with like thyroid issues, a lot of doctors don't really understand, or like the amount of times he said, well, you're on medication now, and I'm like, but if you do have the test, then maybe we'll know whether it is hypothyroidism or whether it's Hashimoto's. Because I've read conflicting things on what you should be eating and taking. And sometimes if you take one thing for hypothyroidism and you have Hashimoto's, you could be doing more damage. So anyway, so that's where we're at with that. So I wanted to wait until after my blood test before changing my diet, and it's quite difficult at the minute because a lot of the foods that I enjoy eating I now can't have. But if it's going to give me a better quality of life and give me more energy and give me parts of my life back, then it's worth exploring. So at the minute I'm trying to go down the kind of elimination diet route, which might seem extreme, but there's so much stuff that seems to affect me. So basically I'm cutting out caffeine, which is really, really difficult. I'm such a caffeine addict. But that's more of a gradual process. So at the minute I've cut down a lot, I've cut down loads. So now I'm only having like a small amount per day, and then that's going to go from small amount to nothing. Sugar, I'm cutting out the sugar. I'm still having like fruit and stuff because fruit's good. Obviously, I'm not just having fruit, and if it comes to like having fruit juice, I'm trying to not really have that, but have the actual fruit instead. I'm not having like sweets or chocolate. I've cut out dairy. What else? gluten, wheat, soy. I love soy. I love like tofu. I love soy milk. But I've known for a while that that's not good for me. So I changed soy milk to almond milk, which seems fine. I did try oat milk as well. Oat milk is not good for me. So at the minute, there's a lot of kind of trial and error with it. And because I had some foods left that have these sort of allergens or whatever, these things in that I need to cut out, I don't want to just throw them away. So I've been kind of like, it's been a gradual process, and then I'm gonna like start probably like tomorrow, just going gluten-free, wheat-free, all these sort of things, completely free. So I've been having things like rice cakes, gluten-free, ham, like corn ham, chicken just on its own, loads of vegetables and stuff like that. So I'm hoping, because my I know I'm overweight, and I know that my face is bigger than it should be because I'm overweight, but I do get a lot of this kind of like thyroid, like hypothyroid. I'll get the words out, which is normal these days. But I get this swelling in my face. If I don't have anything like that, my face isn't as swollen at all. So hopefully we'll be seeing a big change with that. Hopefully from starting it properly, I'll be able to see some differences. And then what I will do is start reintroducing foods that I've cut out, and just see whether it triggers anything. Because I don't want to completely cut out everything and then just assume that I can't have any of it. But once it's all cut out, I'll be able to pinpoint the kind of like possible problem areas and then go from there. So this is a lot of waffling, but I've not updated you for so long. Over the last few weeks, I've noticed a big change in my mental health. Although like I'm foggy-headed, my mind itself is a lot clearer. I feel a lot better, like mentally. I think it's because I've realised that a lot of my issues are actually coming from my physical health, which is affecting my mental health, rather than the other way around, which for so long that's what I thought. And it's what a lot of the doctors would say. Like, I'd go there and go, I'm exhausted, I can't get out of bed. I've got pins and needles in my hands and my arms, and I'm getting palpitations, and they're like anxiety. And then I go back and I'm like, no, honestly, it's not. I feel like it's something else. And they're like, no, it's anxiety. So they were just increasing my dosage and trying all these different antidepressants and anxiety meds and doing different therapies. And I kept saying to them, it's not working, nothing's happening, I don't know what's wrong with me. Really thinking that there was something severely wrong with my brain and my mental health. And then since going on my thyroid medication and starting to do things that are recommended for that, I've had such an improvement mentally, and I've been trying to do like YouTube videos, which unfortunately I'm not doing as much as I'd like to because I'm always tired, but hopefully soon we'll get more. I want to get back into streaming, which is something that I've been wanting to do for ages, but it's hard having, a set few hours to do that, when most of the time I get up, I just go back to bed. I get up, shower, something, go back to bed again. But I feel quite positive that we are moving in the right direction. Things will improve, and I'll be able to get back to how things were. And if not, then hopefully we'll find a different solution. I suppose with this sort of thing, it's trial and error. I might be completely wrong about the diet, and completely wrong about my mental health. It might all be something completely different. But if this isn't what it is, then at least that's something we can cross off the list. I'm trying to be positive. But yeah, in general, like lately I've been feeling a lot more positive, so I do feel like we are going to get there, and I will have my life back. What else? So it's been Easter. It was Easter yesterday. We didn't really do much though because I've not been very well, and for some of it the weather was a bit rubbish. It was raining, it was cold and windy, but the last few days have been really nice. So we went to see some animals, went to like a farm, saw some goats and pigs and ponies and donkeys and sheep, and that was really nice. It was a really nice day out, and we sat and got an ice cream and just chilled. We wanted to do some videos together, but it's one of those things that we wanted to do, and then every day when it came down to it, he was like, I just don't really feel like doing it. And I'm not going to push him. I'm not going to force him to do anything he doesn't want to do. And then over the last couple of days, he's like, tomorrow, can we do a video? And I've got a list of videos that we're going to do together. And we'll pick one and we'll plan it. And then it comes to it, and he's like, actually, I don't feel like doing that. And again, it's fine, in his own time, when he wants to. But yeah, so I go back to work tomorrow. I had a couple of weeks holiday because my son was off. I was like, normally I kind of miss out on booking holiday. Everyone gets in there before me for the holidays because most of the people at my work have got children, or they want to go away in the holidays to see family. Yeah, so I actually managed to book off one of the holidays, the first time in ages. And yeah, we had loads of different plans, what we were going to do. And there were things that I wanted to get on top of. I wanted to tidy the garden, do all my dishes, put away all my washing, so that when I go back to work, I don't have to worry about anything. And that hasn't happened. It's happened a little bit. After the last few days, I've been a lot more organised with it. But I do feel more positive. I do feel far more positive now than I have done in a long time. And I want to hassle my doctor again and try and get these thyroid blood tests done, but I need to do the diabetes one first. I've just got to keep moving forward. And the other thing as well is, if you are in a similar situation to me, keep on at your doctor, because it took me so long to get them to even do a blood test. For ages they kept just saying, no, it's your mental health, it's you're a mother, you're tired, you're stressed, it's anxiety. And I did know for a long time that it wasn't just that. So keep on at them. And I'm going to keep on at them about these blood tests. I do want to change doctors, but at the minute, nowhere's accepting new patients. I don't want to have to go down the route of paying for my own private blood test. If it's how I'll get an answer, then I'll do it, because your health is so important. Your health, your family, friends, etc. is the most important things in the world. If it gives me a proper diagnosis or rules it out, either way, it'll be worth doing, but I'm not going to give up on my doctor yet, because I don't want to pay for it just yet. Thank you for putting up with me waffling on. Please like and subscribe, and I'll update you with how it goes. Bye.